if you ever get a chance, indivisibleguide.com, as was just mentioned. Lots of great information. But what's really important to know is members of Congress are concerned primarily about re-election. Their top 3 priorities are re-election, re-election, and re-election at all times. And it's basically how they keep their jobs. They have a really sweet job, they get really great benefits, they get to do some awesome stuff with it, and they want to keep their job. So just about everything they do is going to be them trying to keep in mind, how am I going to get re-elected in the future? And when I talk about this, it's really easy to get really cynical about members of Congress and think they're all like slithery snakes and they're trying to like meander around things, and they would just want to do whatever they can for whatever money they can get. And I think there's some valid criticism there, but it's also important to note that they are people, and the vast majority of them are in office because they want to do good and they want to represent their constituents. And some of their behavior that might seem frustrating makes a bit more sense when you start understanding how they think about things and how they're trying to go about doing their job. And this quote in the middle I think is really great. It's sort of like the imaginary narrative that all members of Congress want their constituents to think. They all want them to think, my member of Congress cares about me, shares my values, and is working hard for me. They want all of their constituents to basically be thinking that at all time, and any time that it feels like that's being threatened, like people might not be thinking that, that is what's going to cause them to react, and it's going to cause them to change what they're doing. As soon as they feel like there's suddenly a discord between either a view that they're not working hard, or they don't care, or they don't have the same values, that's what can cause them to shift, because they know that's what threatens their re-electability. We have, in Los Angeles, many of us live in places where we have the good problem of having good members of Congress a lot of the time. And it can be really exciting to live somewhere where, say, you're in a swing district or a district with a bad member of Congress, and you can get really fired up and protest them and try to push them in a new direction. And it can feel like a little bit of a letdown sometimes when you're somewhere where you're like, well, my member of Congress is doing great stuff right now. Like, go you. And it can also feel like, well, it doesn't really matter what I'm going to do because it's like a safe district. Like I could try pushing them, but they're so safe here. The answer to that is there aren't really actual safe districts, especially for members of the House, because they're up for election every 2 years. They're always running. If they're somewhere where it's closer to a swing district, they are vulnerable from someone from the other party. If they're sort of a bit more conventionally safe, they're vulnerable from someone from further along in that party. For instance, someone in a somewhat safe Democratic district might be vulnerable to a progressive challenger in a primary. We saw during the Tea Party era a lot of Republicans who thought they were safe getting challenged from the right by these Tea Party candidates, and a lot of them losing in primaries and these Tea Party candidates swinging into office. Also, things change really quickly.